Everyone admired Amara's perfect stitches, until the day a single loose thread exposed the secret she prayed no one would ever find. Before we dive in, pause for a moment. Where in the world are you watching from? Remember to subscribe, like and comment in the comment section below. Now let's begin. For 4 years, Amara worked as an apprentice under Chief Mrs. Obi, a celebrated tailor. Despite her dedication, Amara was only allowed to sweep the workroom, press the finished clothes, and run errands. She was never trusted to handle a single garment. She needed to succeed to support her family, especially her younger sister's university fees. When Chief Mrs. Obi closed her shop unexpectedly for 2 months, Amara was left with nothing. An elderly neighbor, Auntie Chioma, advised her, "If you are waiting for your madam to satisfy you, you may wait tired. Start small. Nobody starts big." Amara used her meager savings to rent a tiny wooden shop on a busy street. She bought a second-hand sewing machine and a cutting table, opening Amara's fashion house. She promised herself, "I will do everything to make this work." Amara's initial work was flawless. She took time on every iro and buba and agboda, ensuring every seam was triple-stitched and perfectly finished. When customers came to pick up their clothes, they beamed with pride. "Amara, these stitches are so strong. They will last a lifetime," one said. However, 3 weeks passed, and none of her initial customers returned. She saw them at the market, and they would boast, "My garment is still intact. You did a good job." Her garments were too durable. They didn't need repairs, and they didn't need replacing quickly. Her shop rent was counting, and fear began to press on her. Lying awake one night, she repeated Auntie Chioma's old saying, "Repeat customers are the secret to survival." Desperation took hold. Amara started watching other busy tailors and noticed that customers kept returning to them even when the finished clothes were not perfect. She overheard one brag, "My customers always come back fast," and the other reply, "It's because your thread no dey last." Amara realized her cheat had to be in durability. She went to the market and bought a spool of low-quality, easily brittle cotton thread. She reasoned, if a minor seam tears quickly, the customer will return sooner for relief and repair. She mixed the weak thread with her strong spools and hid it in an unlabeled box. The next morning, her first customer came for a ceremonial dress. When Amara finished the elaborate embroidery, she used a tiny amount of the weak thread to stitch the hidden inner lining of the bodice. 3 days later, a familiar customer rushed in, "Amara, please help me. My sleeve lining is tearing too much." Then another came, saying a small section of her trouser seam had popped. They didn't suspect her, they blamed rough handling or bad fabric. Within 3 weeks, Amara's fashion house was the busiest on the street. Women were returning after 2 or 3 days, begging for emergency repairs. She charged them again for the fix and even started selling her own branded, quick seam repair kits, just regular strong thread. Her income tripled, and she upgraded her shop. But her greed grew. She started using more and more of the weak thread in structural seams. Soon, customers were returning with serious damage, like torn pockets or split waistbands. Among her clients was a quiet woman named Femi. When Femi's perfectly fitted blouse tore in an unusual place for a new garment, she became suspicious. Femi returned with her friend, Tola, who pretended to be a new customer. As Amara finished Tola's dress, Femi watched as Amara went to her small drawer, took out an unlabeled spool, and was about to use it on the inner hem. "Stop!" Femi stood up. "What thread is that? Why is it not with your other supplies? And why do you look so ready for your customers to complain?" Amara froze, her hands shaking. As other customers rushed in, demanding answers, Amara finally broke down, whispering, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to harm anyone, I just wanted to survive." The police arrived and took Amara away. At the police station, Amara confessed everything. Later that evening, Auntie Chioma visited. Amara rushed to her, crying, "You told me repeat customers are the secret. I was only trying to survive." Auntie Chioma stared at her with deep disappointment. "Amara," she said gently, "when I said repeat customers, I meant build relationship and trust. Be honest, and they will return. I never meant hurting them with bad work. If your success destroys others, it will eventually destroy you too." Amara realized her terrible mistake. She was released after the community intervened and she agreed to compensate her victims. She returned to her empty shop, removed her business sign, and sat quietly on the dusty floor. After a week of reflection, she cleaned the shop, threw away all the weak thread and unlabeled materials, and pinned a new handwritten note on her wall: "Slow success is better than fast regret." She opened her doors again, committed to honest, quality work, knowing that trust was the only true foundation for rebuilding. Please remember to subscribe, like and comment.